All right, guys, we're going to get into another article. Now, this article has to do with Roadblocks um, setting up some security measures so, in lieu of them getting sued and getting sued over the groomers on their site, grooming children and meeting with them, all the pedos that were on their site that they didn't deal with. Um, this was brought to my attention when I watched a video of a content creator called Schlep, who was going around hunting these fucking pedos on this site and basically doing Chris Hansen to catch a predator type shit to catch these fuckers. Um, and then he was banned. He was literally banned off the site for doing this shit as a way to sweep under the rug that their game was being infiltrated by all these. Oh, sorry, I had to censor myself there because I was gonna say something, and I'm posting this to YouTube, so I have to stay a little clean. But these PDFs, so this is one way that they think could help. Let's read and then we'll make up our mind if see if this is just a patch on something, and they're just they're trying to just kind of sweep it under the rug and pay who they need to pay in the lawsuits after they were outed for protecting PDFs. So this is an article from WRVO Public Media. Roadblocks bets on facial scanning to keep its youngest users safe. So I think this is a conversation between, I don't know who the fuck, these two people are, but I believe that they're, one, like, you have the host and then somebody who works for the company. Anyway, let's get into it. The widely popular online gaming platform Roblox has started rolling out facial age verification to enhance its security measures. The following move follows a string of lawsuits alleged the platform has allowed predators to groom and sexually abuse children. Of the game's 80 million daily players, 40% are under the age of 13. So keep in mind, they didn't do any of this shit until they faced backlash. So fuck them, right? Just fuck them. They don't like, and then you're telling me that 40% are under the age of 13, but that doesn't account for, the age of 17. Like, you can be groomed up till, well, I mean, I guess everybody can be kind of groomed, but like, if we're talking about like kids, like up to 17 legal, whatever, but like that's probably like 60-80%, right? So how effective is this measure, and what can parents do to protect children from online abuse? We are joined. How about you guys handle it when it happens instead of sweeping it under the rug? See, this wouldn't happen if you just. None of this would happen if you just dealt with it when these dudes were reported. But no, you decided let's ban the guy who was hunting these faggots. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Shit. What? Let's let's do our job, right? Deal with it when it happens. That's the best way. You don't like security measures. You knew this was happening, and you didn't do anything. So I'm getting so heated right now. Like, my nephew plays this game and he loves it. So to think some PDF file could be trying to groom him pisses me off, honestly. We Are Now by Justin Patchen. He's a professor of criminal justice at the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, and has studied children and internet safety for decades. Welcome to All Things Considered. I'm happy. Oh, okay, they're having a conversation. Let's start out with the people who do not have preteens in their lives. Okay. Well, Roblox is an online gaming platform. Basically, it's an app that you can connect. Okay, they're just talking nonsense. You can interact with people all over the world. Okay, upwards 80% are 9 to 12 who use them. Okay, but that's not. We're not getting into. See, they're just basically. It feels like they're talking around everything. And there's other so in other contexts I wanted to get through before we get into steps Roblox is taking. There are really specific about Roblox that is making this a place that so many predators are focused. Well, it's where children are. Where do you think predators would be? A PDF file is going to be where children are. That's what a predator is. Well, so I don't know. I think it. So Patchen says I think it's a couple things. It's super popular right now, especially among young demographic. And so whenever you have, kids just flocking to an environment like this, it's certainly going to attract bad actors, pedos, So I also think it's become very popular very quick. So I know Roblox is trying to do everything. No, they're not. Roblox is trying to do everything they can to ensure safety and protect kids, but it's just blown up in popularity. It's hard for Roblox to keep up. I find that bullshit. And why I find that bullshit? It's already proven. You got sued for banning somebody who is hunting down pedos, and you didn't do anything. So what you're saying is horse shit, and you're just doing damage control. Yeah, specifically, these new measures include requiring facial verification for players. Roblox says so basically they can track you. Roblox says it will enable the platform to limit players' interaction to the same age group. What do you make of that? It's an interesting idea. As a researcher, I'm very curious to see how it'll work. And so I hope there's some effort to evaluate its effectiveness of, the sort of age group of these children. So how's it gonna work? Is it so? Can I take a picture? Like, I don't know. Look, check with all this AI and everything now. Can I don't know, make a fraudulent picture and put myself in one of these age groups? Is that how it works? So you do if you scan. So you're gonna scan children's faces now? Is that what we're talking about? Because a facial scan, but if it's a kid's account, you're facial scanning the kid, right? So are you gonna do a background check on them, make sure they're not a pedo? What's keeping them from? So okay, maybe if I scan my face, right, and I put myself in the 12, like a 12 age group, am I able to do it, or is it gonna get blocked? These are questions that need to be asked. Like, how does a facial recognition? I'm not connecting two and two. How a facial recognition keeps me is a good security measure. Maybe they would see like an old man and says, "I that guy's not 12." I forgot where I was. Hold on. Okay, okay. So right here we are. I mean, so much of this like feels like lose 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 for parents, right? I've got kids who are quite Roblox's age, but the idea of facial scanning makes me uncomfortable. Obviously, the idea of being in a place where there are bad actors makes me uncomfortable, and the idea of saying no, you can't use the platform that is so many other kids are using feels not like the right move. Like, how do you suggest parents navigate this? I mean, I feel like it's let's see what they say before I say anything. It's true. It does seem like a big challenge for parents. It's popular place, and to be honest, a vast majority of games experiences are perfectly fine. The vast majority of kids who use Roblox do just fine and aren't targeted by predators. And I think that's the first time they said that. And I think as a parent, we just need to be aware of these issues. Certainly, when our kids are first exploring Roblox on any social media platform, gaming platform, we need to be a part of that experience. We need to go on the app with them. We need to better understand what your kids are doing, who they're interacting with. I think that who they're interacting with, I think that's probably the most important thing. Like just playing the game. I mean, who gives a shit, right? You're playing a game, right? But who they're talking to, who they're interacting with, I think is important for parents to do. But also, let's let's talk about the company. When a parent finds somebody that is trying to groom their kid and reports it, are you going to block them as the company? Because that's what you did. And that's how we got into this situation. So it's not entirely on the parents to watch what they're doing when they actively report these guys and you do nothing. So there's something that's not in this article. They're not going to take accountability. That's we say, hey, yeah, we actively banned the person who is hunting down these predators. We stand with the pedos, but we like to make money. So, anyways, and then we come over here to where the CEO of Roadblocks, what's his name? So this article was posted on November 23rd. And the CEO Dave Basicki, the Roblox CEO Dave Basicki joined the New York Times Hard Folks podcast to discuss the gaming platform's new age verification feature, but it seems to get but he seemed to get frustrated at the number of questions focusing on child safety. Isn't that a bit telling? Like when somebody's getting why would you get frustrated when asked about children's safety on when you're the CEO of a company that primarily relies on children and as your player base, right? What a scumbag. The interview began with Basicki describing the feature, which will require all users to submit a face scan if they want to access Roblox messaging features. But by the time he was asked about a reporting claim the company had prioritized growth over safety, Basicki seemed to tire of the topic, responding, "Fun, let's keep going down this." So this I'm gonna gild the lily here a little bit. I would want to look into the CEO's past. This guy, he wants to facial scan your children. He wants to facial scan your children. It's like an eyebrow raising moment, right? You're only allowed messaging if your children facial scan. And then he gets mad when you're talking about children's safety? Pedal alert! Pedal alert! That raises red flags to me. I hope it raises red flags for you too. And when the Kevin Roos agreed that one of the best ways for Roblox to improve child safety is to improve its AI models, Basicki insisted, "Good, it's so good, so you're aligned with what we did. High five." And I want to highlight, I came here because I love your podcast and I came to talk about everything, he added. So he's basically telling them, hey, I like your podcast, but if you don't uh position your questions right, I'm gonna get mad and I'm not gonna show up here again. Yeah, this is what these people do. That's what it's like a mafia, uh, 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 what do you call it? Like a mafia tactic. Hey man, I love your podcast. That's why I came on here. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't be here. So you better ask me questions so I keep liking you, so I keep wanting to show up. So if your PR people said, let's talk about age gating for an hour, I'm up for it. But I love your pod. I thought I came here to talk about everything. Hey, look at that guy. He doesn't want to talk about this age gating. Who cares? So you went on the podcast. If they want to talk about age gating for a whole hour and a half, then well, it's their podcast, right? You came on there to talk. So now he's getting a little pissy about wanting to talk about child safety. He wants to scan your children's faces so they can message on the app. I don't know. This guy is a fucking weirdo to me. And most CEOs are fucking weirdos, right? The rich, I mean, we kind of know how this goes. Like, so, yeah. I'd be wary about this company. If you have children that are on it, and I personally, I'm not gonna ever play this game. I wouldn't want my kids to play this game. But if you have people that play it and they want to play it, they have the right to. If they find it fun, just have them be aware that the CEO doesn't give a shit about your kid's safety, and that this problem is probably going to continue, and they're going to wipe it under the rug, and then get sued again, and then wipe it under the rug again, and get sued again, and do PR stunts where they talk about it, and it's just going to keep going on and on and on. That's just basically how these things go, and not until they lose money will they give a shit about anything else. So, I mean, that's all I gotta say about this, guys. If you like the video, please give it a like. A subscribe would be great. I appreciate it all. I appreciate it all. But I'm out of here, guys. Have a good one.